all you nerdy humans, and welcome to GeekGirlCon. We are here tonight to have some yummy treats on this very hot. Let's get serious, guys. It's hot
Yeah.
outside. It's hot. And I am J Fun joining you here in a very hot room. Um, And I have purple and blue hair, which you cannot tell because I am dimming lights because it's hot. I don't know if I mentioned that. And I have black and pink glasses on. I have a summer dress. You can kind of see my space tattoos. Bob Ross is in the background. And I'm gonna pass it on to Jannae.
Hello, I'm Jannae. Pronouns she, her. I have black hair in a top knot. I have brown and pink glasses, and I am wearing a green shirt that, if you can see it, says Joy to the Galaxy because I am celebrating Christmas in July. And Christmas reminds me of winter, which reminds me of being cold, which is not what I am today. And then I'll pass it off to Tori.
Hi everyone, I'm Tori, she, her. I am the assistant for the DIY Science Zone here at GeekGirlCon. So I have short brown hair in a pixie cut, and I am wearing a science-themed summer dress that I made myself. It's gray, covered in bright orange and greens and stuff flasks, and it's got some periodic table accents, and it has 4 pockets because I believe in dresses with pockets. And over my shoulder is another one of my sewing projects because it looks kind of cool that way. I'm excited.
Hey, I also believe in a dress with pockets, and you should always have at least 4 pockets because I can think of at least
Please.
4 things I can put in those pockets.
But
Yes.
we need like 4 like good sized pockets, not
Tell
like the little
tell me
tiny
those
ones where you can put like 2 Tic Tacs in.
Yeah. We were just talking about those pockets. Something tells me those are some deep pockets too, that those aren't those little, like,
Of
little
course not.
of course not.
When we talk about pockets, you got to be able to cut. If you can't store, your
They're the
phone
side
and
and the front pockets.
several rocks and a pen and a notebook and
Snacks.
a small frog you
Snacks,
just met, like there's no point.
calculator,
You gotta keep everything in your pockets.
sketchbook, some coloring
Mhm.
pens. Yep, totally. So we had a question for everyone that is joining us, and also thank you everybody who is joining us, and thank you for waiting. But yes, it is hot. So we want to know, what are you guys doing to keep cool? What are some of your favorite ways to keep cool on hot days? Um, as some of you may know, I grew up in the desert of Texas. Literally, it's 110 there. It's been 110 there since the end of May. Yeah. So relatives that live still there keep me informed. And it blows my mind because I cannot fathom what I would be doing in 110. And even though we have AC, let me tell you, 110 in a desert is nothing. It's when you have an AC, like, you still feel every bit of that because you're baking. So I think when we were kids, it was more like a trampoline and water and, you know, mud. I think we were like elephants and rubbing mud on ourselves. Maybe. I don't
It's
know.
supposed to be good for your skin too, right? Like
Yeah,
mud baths.
mud bath.
Elephants know something.
Yes, elephants, and they never forget. What are
Mhm.
some of the ways that you guys kept cool, Janae?
It was a lot of slip and slides as a kid, and then also going to the mall and or movies. I still do that here. Like, do you remember last year when we had that heat wave where it got up to like 108 or something? You stepped outside and you're just like boiling. I did take myself out on a solo date to see Fast and Furious 8 because that was the only movie that was playing in theaters at the time. I was like, I'm just desperate. And it was a fun movie. And it was 2 hours of air conditioning.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm satisfied.
Popcorn in a movie. Tori, what did you do?
Yeah, I'm really lucky right now because a few years ago, like maybe 4 or 5-ish years ago, my housemates and I had central AC put in. So we have air conditioning and it's very, very nice. Yeah. But when I don't or didn't, I really like those cooling towels. You know, you get them wet and you kind of wring them out and you just sort of drape them around your neck. And those really, really help. And then the other thing I always do is like cold sports drinks. If you drink Gatorade and it tastes good, keep drinking it. Was always because you get not only dehydrated, but you run out of electrolytes. And if you drink Gatorade on a normal day, it kind of tastes weird. But
Yeah,
when you're dehydrated, it's the best thing ever. Just keep drinking it until it doesn't taste good anymore. Um, yeah.
that's a good tip.
Or pickle juice. Pickle juice
Pick
or like olive
wait,
brine or whatever, like that kind of really salty stuff. You can just drink that too.
I know pickle juice.
cold
Yeah,
or does it matter? Okay.
straight out of the fridge. Just, get a bunch of pickles or whatever you're gonna snack on, and then you just drink some of the brine. It's great.
I knew
Um,
that because when
I
my
didn't
brother
know
would
that.
get Charlie horses playing football, he would drink pickle juice, and then after the games, he would smell like pickles. And to this day, I have this thing with pickles. It's just weird.
Actually,
But
I
like,
went to
yeah,
this
drink pickle
so
juice.
I went to this ice cream place in Woodinville and they did a pickle ice cream and I was very perplexed. I didn't try it mostly because I don't love pickles to begin with, but I was like, a savory ice cream, huh? Or
Is a
salty?
pickle savory?
I guess. Is it savory? I don't know. Debate.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to hollow out the center part and I would put a bunch of like Lucas. Did you guys have Lucas up here? It was like you could buy it in Mexico by plenty, but it was like a lime and chili pepper and spiciness and I would fill it in the center and eat it.
Oh.
It was really good. I don't know if that or you could put hot Cheetos in the middle. That was the other thing. And it
Oh.
was really good.
Interesting.
Um but yeah, I just pickles are weird. Like I don't know if they're savory or if they're sweet because they also have those butter pickles which are
Oh, that's true.
but so I don't know. That's why I was asking. Or like it's a serious question. Sorry.
I think it varies honestly, because like I've had some pickles that are real sweet, and I've had some dill pickles that aren't sweet at all. Like I think it just
Mhm.
depends on do you put sugar in the brine or not.
That's true. Well, is anyone making anything with pickles? I'm not.
No.
I can make
No.
pickle ice cream. I mean,
Yeah.
Just go mix them in, right? It's like those cold stone
Yeah.
mix-ins.
yeah,
Just
I
do
can do
whatever.
it real quick. Let's see what chat says. And let's see. A pig barbecue. They don't sweat. What? A pig because they don't sweat. +1 to go in the movies. Right now, cold water and fans. I hear you, Shield of Apollo.
Mhm.
That's what I did. But so even though it's hot outside, and this is for you, Apollo, do you put your shower on? And this is for anyone, I guess, in the PNW, because like I'm still getting used to the level of coldness here. Do you put your shower on super cold, or do you still put it on kind of cold? Because last night I was so hot, but I put my shower on super cold, and it was still way too cold for me to stand it. But it was like I just don't understand the temperature here yet. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I feel ashamed to admit I just don't get it yet.
Known to take a cold shower, like a cool, but like not all the way cold. But I'll do a cool shower sometimes. What I do, so I learned this as a trick from a friend who used to run cross country in high school. When you're really, really sore, like your muscles are really, really sore, slam the shower to hot as you can stand it, and then slam it to all the way cold as long as you can stand that, and just kind of go back and forth between the hot and cold, and
Oh.
it gets your circulation up, and the blood flow goes up,
Oh,
and your body starts to clear some of the toxins. Um,
In-
or
that's pretty cool.
you feel so distracted and distressed by the temperature change, you don't notice how bad your muscles hurt.
yeah.
So it's one of the two, maybe both.
That'll be good while I'm learning to like do all those tough hikes lately because my legs
Yeah,
hurt on a
yeah.
couple of them. Um, Also drives with AC on full blast. Yes, yes. Yeah,
Mhm.
last year when it got so hot, I worried about the dogs, so I gave them cold baths. Like, they were more taken care of than I was like, "Whatever. My ancestors dealt with worse. Pickles can be more savory." I feel betrayed by
Mm.
sweet pickles. Oh, what did Do the Jump say? I must need a lot of electrolytes. I never consider the picker jar empty until I finish drinking the juice. Or you just really love pickle juice.
I
But
mean,
I
I
also
do the
love
same with like
the
olives. I always drink the jar of olive brine. Like, yeah.
maybe you guys just really love salty juice.
Maybe it's just because I'm so naturally salty, I have to replenish my stores somehow.
Saltiness. So icy hot lotion, but manually while using a ton of water. That was from Volumia. I don't. So
Pretty much.
I'm gonna tell this little quick story, and then I'm gonna go into making my ice cream bag, which you can also put on your neck if you get too hot. But uh, back in January, I was doing a hike and coming out of the wooded area onto a playground. I did this really horrible fall, and as you guys all know, I fall. I mean, maybe you don't know, but I am not of grace. I fall all the time. Like, even though I was a cheerleader, even though I did dance, it doesn't matter, I will fall. And even if I know the path really well, it doesn't matter. Like, it like ups my chance of falling. So I fell really bad, and I was holding Bruce because we were hiking, so I had him in the sack that he was in. And on my fall, I didn't want him to get hurt naturally, so I kind of did like the cocoon, and I hit the ground because it was turf, because it was a playground, and I bounced up in the sky. And the person I was with was like, "Holy crap." And they were like, "You bounced." And then I slid a good bit, and then I'm just holding him like this. And then I get up and I'm like, "I'm cool, nothing, like, I'm fine, nothing hurt." Well, a couple weeks go by, and I realize I have this like huge marble size knot on my wrist that I do most of my writing and my painting with. And it turns out, after testing and blah blah blah, I have a cyst, and it's totally fine cyst. It just happens when you get trauma on it. And then I realized like that arm, it has a sprain on it because I can't paint. So after PT and blah blah blah, it's fine. Well, recently I realized that my right arm, the one I slid on, is kind of damaged too, and I have upset my rotator cuff. And basically, as you get old, because I'm 38, I'm not really old, but whatever, and you can't take falls like you used to. So I've been doing acupuncture and all this stuff. Well, all of this hot and cold stuff that Tori was talking about is legit, because I was at chiropractor 2 weeks ago, and she did the craziest thing. She put a cold laser on me, a laser, guys, and then she put a hot laser on me. And this is my chiropractor who I've been scared to go to because a chiropractor. And then she put the lasers on me, and I'm like, cool, I got lasers on me. And my shoulders never felt better, but also it has like a whole new range I haven't felt since I was like 18 and cheering. And now I have to go back so they can work on my left arm, because now my range is better on this arm than it was on my left arm. So legit to the hot and cold, however you do it. But it's a legit thing, and that's the story. But yes, I'm all about this hot and coldness on sore bodies. There's something to it, and the pickle juice I probably won't try, because now I have, riding in a car with a sweaty lineman in a cramped space after a football game, smelling pickle juice. It does
Mm,
to you.
the memories,
Yeah,
the sniff memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
memories. All right, so we are going to make ice cream in a bag. So
Yay!
just to give you guys a heads up, you're gonna need a few ingredients. It's really, this is, I mean, they had it at delicious.com, and I was reading all the different, ways to do it. I did this in science class. We actually did the half and half ourselves, because we had the 4-H cows behind our school, because it was such a small school.
What?
We had to milk our own cows for the cream, and I was Guys,
Oh my gosh. We're not doing that step.
no, we're not doing that step, but it's just like really you can do whatever you want. You can even use almond milk and it's okay. So you can use whatever kind of dairy, non-dairy product that you want. It's still going to be the same. You do have to have a pretty sturdy bag. If you use a Ziploc, the chances of it popping or it ripping, pretty good. So just have a backup if you need. If not, it's okay. Just know you have to probably rotate it so it doesn't spill all over you. Half and half. You're not going to use this whole thing. You're only going to use a cup. But when I asked Alex to be at half and half, he bought the whole thing. I bought ice cream salt, but you can use kosher salt, any kind of salt. It doesn't matter. I just like ice cream salt. And you're only going, surprisingly, going to use 2 tablespoons of sugar. And hold on, I gotta actually grab this. A half a teaspoon of vanilla, pure vanilla extract. You can't see that. Yeah, there you go. And 3 cups of ice. I did this morning with an 18-month-old, so really anybody can do it. And once you get the point of pouring the half and half in, you can put in mint chocolate chips, you can put in strawberry, you can put in yogurt, you can put in anything you want, like anything you want, and it's gonna be amazing. So it's very versatile. So here's the ice, and because like I said, it's hot, it's kind of melting, but we can deal with it. Oh, also, the one thing with this ice cream is because it is homemade, and if you've never had homemade ice cream, it kind of melts really quickly. So you're gonna want to eat it really fast. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your little bag, put that under the fan, and in this little bag, you're gonna put your half and half. Uh-oh. You're gonna put your half and half your sugar and your vanilla in the little one. So that's 1 cup of half and half. I never measure, but it is a half. It is a cup for those that do measure. Jannae just laughed.
Just like,
I
it's science.
pre-measured mine.
Yeah.
It's just that I've been cooking for a really long time, so I feel like it's just a
No,
thing.
that's a skill, not to have to measure and like everything still turns out very well.
Usually, the only thing I really measure on is soup because for some reason my soups never come out very well,
Oh.
and I don't know why. It's probably because I don't measure. And then your half a teaspoon of pure vanilla, and then your sugar, which is 2 tablespoons of sugar. And what important part is you want to push out all the excess air, but make sure that you don't push out the liquid.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay! Yep. And then you're going to fill the big bag with the ice and the salt. And so it's 3 cups of ice and 1/3 cup of the salt. So you're going
I
to
feel like this isn't 3 cups, but I measured it.
I don't know, put more ice if you feel like it. I put as much
We'll
ice.
just go with it.
Yeah. I mean, you do you, Jannae. It's cooking.
Yeah.
I
I
definitely,
mean, kind of
I
cooking.
did not measure the ice at all. Like I just had a couple big pint, like a big, pint glass, and just sort of filled it with crushed ice twice, and was like, that's probably closer to 4 cups ish, but not really. So whatever.
Yeah. That matters. That's all that matters. That's kind of like
Do
how
I have to mix up the salt and the ice?
no, you just pour the salt in the ice. And then you put the little bag in the ice.
Okay, stay sealed, little buddy.
Sapar, you gotta really talk to that little guy.
Yeah,
It
Come on,
definitely
little
helps.
kind
dude.
of like if you talk to your plants, like
Yeah.
then they're supposed to grow better or something.
I know. When we first got Bruce, I played music for him because it's supposed to like keep them not lonely. And now I think he just prefers quietness because I think deep down he's like, just shut up. All that noise. All right. So then you put it in. So what I found out today with the littles is that you can shake it like a Polaroid picture. Let me put the salt in because I forgot to do that. Or you can roll the ice around the bag. But the important part is just to keep it, you know, like covering the bag. And I'm sure Tori could explain the chemical process going on, why it turns into ice cream, because I don't exactly understand the chemical part of it all. But I promise you ice cream will come out of this.
Can we show off our coolers? Because Jannae and I both brought really rad
Oh.
coolers, and I feel like the audience would appreciate them. Jannae, you want to show us yours?
Yeah, okay. I've got a piggy that says spam from the Spam Museum.
That's so cute.
Okay. Tori,
Because-
show us yours.
Because I am, in fact, a scientist. Mine says human organ for transplant. It is not actually for transplanting human organs, but it looks just legit enough to make people question it. It's great. I love it to pieces.
I love it
Can we just
too.
squish this around for 15 minutes or whatever?
Huh?
Do we just squish the ice and the salt and the ice cream around for 15 minutes?
Yeah. And just stick it in there. And then 16 minutes. And then you're good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Now we're just all going to
Well,
make terrible noises over our microphones.
yeah.
Yeah. The crunching sound of bones. That'd be cool if that's how they made the crunching noises in the old 80s movies by ice.
I don't know how they made them for sure. Like sometimes I think it's like snapping, you know, like chicken bones or whatever, like just actually
Probably.
break stuff.
Yeah.
The sound effects. So has anyone else ever tried homemade ice cream? Like chat? What about you guys? Anyone? You're just really salty people, says Shield Apollo. I guess that was from the salty comment earlier. So you just really... Oh, I don't know. My chat's not caught up, so I can't answer anything. So if anyone has a chat that's caught up.
Alyssa wants to, Apocalypsa GGC wants to know what's in a spam museum other than adorable swag. Oh, you're answering in chat. You should answer online.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can learn about the history of spam. There's you can learn about all the different kinds of spam in all the different countries, and then you can also learn how tall you are in spam cans. I will dig up that photo I took. I can't remember how tall I am in spam cans. I want to say it was maybe in 22-ish spam cans. So, fun fact.
If we ever need, if we ever lose all the rulers in the world, we know we can use
Yeah.
spam.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Shield of Apollo
about
says
this
that they
is-
made.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
I was just reading off the chat. Shield of Apollo says that they did make ice cream for middle school. I actually have an ice cream attachment for my KitchenAid, which is really, really nice. So it'll do the whole churning thing, and it's very convenient. But this was obviously more exciting to do Ziploc bags full of salt. So
Yeah.
going with that.
Yeah. Did you ever make butter, like in middle school or anything?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's a similar process where you're all you're doing is just shaking cream in a jar, and then all of a sudden it turns into butter.
It turns into butter. We shaved a goat or a sheep. We shaved a sheep. And we made wool. And then we made cotton because we had to go, like, I don't know, because we were all agriculture. I feel like we did a lot of stuff that really doesn't help my urban lifestyle right now. But it can help in like later life, like if anything ever happens.
Yeah. Okay. I need to hear more about this experience and like making cotton and stuff. But do we run a roll Tori's clip while
Yes.
we're shaking our ice cream in a bag? So Tori, do you want to introduce your clip first? What you made?
Sure, although most of it's in the video clip, honestly. But I did a watermelon cotija salad with balsamic vinegar. And then at the end, there is a taste testing of different kinds of spicy foods, spicy seasonings on top of it. So there's also a bunch of B-roll footage that didn't make it in about kitchen skills, which I will save for a different stream. So yeah, go ahead and roll clip to our fearless moderator who is doing all the hard work while we just stand here and chat and have fun. We are gonna make watermelon cheese salad with balsamic vinegar. I have less of a recipe and more of a vibe, to be perfectly honest. Like, I've had recipes for this in the past, and I looked at them and I went, what if I just kind of do it? So we're on an experimental journey of let's just do it till it tastes right. So that's always fun. So this is watermelon salad. So watermelon with cheese. A lot of times you'll see this done with feta cheese, but I'm using cotija because I had a bunch of it in my fridge, and honestly, because I really, really like cotija cheese. So we're gonna do that. Olive oil, it's not a salad if it doesn't have olive oil, and balsamic vinegar. Salt and pepper. Mix until it tastes good. And then actually, once we finish, we're gonna do some additional experiments to see what kind of chili powder we should add, because I bet it's gonna be real good with a little bit of hot sauce mixed in there, and we're just gonna sort of see what's feeling good, see what's moving us. All right, so the first thing you wanna do is, of course, to prep your ingredients. Watermelon, cheese. I pre-cubed most of my cheese. Now, cotija is one of those cheeses that you can crumble, but you kind of need to let it soften a little bit. And so I found it slightly faster, if less, wild, loosey-goosey, whatever, to just go ahead and cut it. And I am using the very specific and detailed measurement of all of it I had in my fridge, which was, I had like a 12-ounce package and it was about half, so maybe somewhere in the vicinity of 6 ounces, but what I had, like, it's a nice small bowl full, and I feel reasonably good about this. Cheese, watermelon. Use the correct tool for the job. I have this cute little miniature watermelon. The choices at the grocery store were either miniature or like picnic-sized giant watermelon. And I wanted to do a smaller batch of salad. It turns out if you've got a melon baller, then by all means do that. But I just have a knife. Well, I mean, you're gonna have to cut it with a knife, not with a melon baller. Ta-da! This is not quite seedless, but it's got the little tiny white ones as opposed to the big black ones. Cube it. So like I said, if you got a melon baller and you want to do spheres, you can. I'm just gonna cube it-ish. Now, of course, it's a round thing, right? It's a watermelon. Watermelon is round. How do I make round things be square? And the answer is carefully and with a certain amount of accepting that it's not going to be perfect. So I'm actually sort of trying to keep changing the angle of the knife to cut the rind off, and we'll see how well this works. It might work fine. I may end up with a little more white in there than I wanted and have to change it. Hopefully it will not end up with any blood. That's our goal. One of many goals for today is to not bleed on anything. Not 100% recovery, but good enough. We're gonna set that aside and relegate it to yard waste eventually. Whatever bite-sized chunks of watermelon are to you, do that. Again, this is salad of vibes. It is very important as you're cooking to do quality control checks. Yeah, that passes. That's real good. That's nice and sweet. And as watermelon should be, very juicy. Watermelon is real forgiving because it's almost squishing as I cut it, so I don't have to be too fancy about any of my skills here. All right, bowl full of watermelon, bowl full of cheese. Again, feta is often common, but like I said, I'm feeling the cotija, so that's what we're doing today. And I'm cleaning out my fridge. And then olive oil. Now you'll see a lot of recipes for this that talk about balsamic syrup, where they suggest reducing this. So put some balsamic vinegar and some syrup on the stove, and some sugar on the stove, and just cook it and reduce it down. And that sounds great if you have the time and patience. I have neither. Fresh cracked pepper. So you might be able to see here, I've got some variation. It's not just plain black pepper. I use a what's called a Four Corners peppercorn blend that contains white pepper, black pepper, green pepper, and pink pepper, because I like the flavor and the variety. And salt. So these are all my spices. Most of my spices are from one place. And for April Fool's Day, they sold me dehydrated ocean. It's sea salt, which is in fact dehydrated ocean. But that was so hilarious. This is still the original bottle. It's not like salt goes bad, but I'm definitely going to refill it from sea salt and just keep using that same one. And you can kind of see it's a real nice, light, fluffy salt. So that's why I wanted to use it here. Also because dehydrated ocean is hilarious. Just want to get a nice wooden spoon. That looks like it wants more vinegar. No, I have not tasted it yet. I was looking at the colors. Looks like watermelon and cheese salad to me. Let's see what we think. Oh yeah, the salt is really nice that you're getting off the cheese and off the salt. It's really nice with the watermelon. It's good and sweet. The vinegar adds a nice acidity. I don't want more sweetness, honestly. Like, I think that the watermelon is plenty sweet. If you've got a less sweet melon, maybe you'd want more sweetness, but honestly, I really don't. Oh yeah, no, that cheese is great. Super refreshing. You can throw it in the fridge, so you have nice, cool watermelon, but even room temperature, the watermelon is really refreshing. I think it's just the right mix of sweet and savory. So honestly, I would serve this as a side dish. I think that the balsamic and the cheese make it a little less dessert-like, which doesn't mean you can't make it dessert. It's certainly sweet from all this watermelon. But I'm kind of thinking this is more of a side dish. So here's my feelings. I really think I think it's perfect as it is, but I also want to try it with some kick. So we're gonna start with just the chili powder. So this is just straight up hot chili powder. They do them in mild too. Because again, this might be terrible. I might be about to regret this. I'm gonna switch shots so you can watch me make terrible faces if it's real bad. All right, step one, hot chili powder. I'm gonna put the side with the spices on it in down so I get that first. And I don't think it works as a condiment by itself. I think it just needs more time to meld flavors. Black Hills barbecue seasoning, paprika, salt, honey, allspice, chipotle, nutmeg, black pepper, garlic, cinnamon, thyme, mace, and spices. In case that wasn't, enough things mixed in there for you. That's a lot closer. I really like that. The spice is good, but it's more finished. It's more blended. It tastes more like a thing that's done as opposed to a thing that's sort of maybe. I don't think cinnamon and watermelon is a winning combination. I don't know if you thought it was, but I don't think it is. I think so. So this one is ghost pepper salt, kosher salt, naturally flavored chocolate extract, and ghost peppers. Ghost peppers are, of course, some of the hottest peppers out there. I think Carolina Reaper is the hottest, but this is up there. And I wanted to show you the way I've been distributing my spices. So I'm just getting, I've got my 1/8 teaspoon. I just get a little tiny bit. This is a chem trick. Pretty sure chem is where I learned it. If I tap my fingers against the spoon or against my hand holding it, it'll shake a little bit of salt or powder out of the spoon of the teaspoon onto whatever's under it. And then I can sort of move my hands over and distribute that rather than going ka-dunk. This way it's more evenly distributed and I can put less of it on there, which for ghost pepper is probably a good idea. Now we know salt's good on watermelon. We've already added some. We've established that. Let's see if this is good or if it's just pain. Well, there's definitely some pain in there, not gonna lie. Okay, but that's really good. I had some cheese, I had some Cotija cheese with that. If you like spicy foods, it's kind of set up a really good burn throughout my entire mouth, but you get the flavor, you get the flavor of the ghost pepper, as well as heat, and then you get the flavor of the watermelon. And if I eat some unadulterated bits of watermelon, it kind of balances that out. Yeah, it balances that in a nice way. What I would do is, if you like that kind of thing, spike a few bits of pull some out, season them with ghost pepper salt, and then mix them back in. But I really do think that honestly the winner for me is still this Black Hills barbecue seasoning. So maybe if you've got other barbecue seasonings you like, maybe give that a try. If you like more cheese, honestly this much, I have two, this much watermelon could probably stand up to more like 8 or 10 ounces worth of cheese. But I'm not mad about this. I will pretty happily, I'm not going to finish this in one sitting. I'm going to stick some of it in the fridge, but I will pretty happily eat more of this, probably with a little bit of the spicy stuff added to it. Cause yeah, I think that was a very successful set of experiments. So watermelon, cotija salad, balsamic vinegar, olive oil, salt, pepper, and then if you want to add a little bit of spice, go for it. If you want to try something, try Tabasco. I mean, there's already vinegar in this. Tabasco is a vinegar-based hot sauce. Try that. Try sriracha. Try whatever floats your boat. And if you don't like spicy things, try barbecue sauces that aren't spicy. So that's what I got for that. So, wait, no, I was supposed to do finger guns for the transition. So that's ice cream, or that's watermelon. Um, yeah, which I really had a lot of fun with that one. Like I said, I had a lot of kitchen. If you more information about like kitchen, I had a whole thing on kitchen knives and like how to measure stuff and um I am a teacher and I talk too much is the moral of that story. So um
I feel your
yeah,
pain. Teachers
but you should totally try the recipe. It's delicious. I really enjoy it.
How do you pick a watermelon? I feel like people have very different methods. Sometimes they're conflicting. Like, do you tap it and then do you want a hollow sound or do you want a higher sound? Do
I
you look for a
mean,
sound?
what I did was send my roommate to the grocery store, like, or rather, he was already going to the grocery store. I was like, "Hey, could you pick up a watermelon for me?" And so he picked it. Um, I don't think you want it to sound too hollow, like a little maybe, but not too hollow, because you want it to have lots of water, lots of water and lots of melon in it.
It's a bass sound. So like when you knock on it, it goes ooh, ooh, like that. But you don't want it to be like ooh, ooh, like that's too much.
Okay. Okay, record that sound and
I
then
will.
send that to me as a clip and then when I
I'll
go
put
to
it
the
on a
grocery
voice
store.
message for you, and then every time
Yeah.
you go in, and it'll be like licky noises, and people will be like, "Okay, that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense."
I'll be like, I'm looking for a watermelon that makes this noise. Yeah.
But if you knock on it and it dents in, you definitely don't want that watermelon.
Yeah.
All right, Jannae, what do you got for us? Anything? Everything?
Oh, do we want to talk about our ice
Oh
cream
yeah. How did
in
y'all's
the
ice
bag?
cream come out?
Okay, well, mine was I actually haven't tried it yet. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm trying
My ice
mine.
melted. I can
The
tell you
ice
Oh
that
yeah,
most of
mine
my
did
ice is
too.
melty.
it's messy. The ice gets melty, and I'm gonna eat it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you mix anything in it?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
And
okay.
just be careful when you open it because some of the salt will get in, then you get like a salty vanilla, which also tastes kind of good. But
Like
Oh, I forgot a towel.
my
but
ice cream's really like it's really hard in the bag.
yeah.
Like it's pretty solid. This is exciting.
And if you put
Yeah.
it in the freezer, it gets really, really hard. Like ice cream does when you put it in the freezer. But it tastes
Yeah.
really, really good. And again, you can put any toppings on it that you want.
Ooh.
Right now, this is my dinner. But it's an excellent cooling. It's really yummy. Cheers.
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 Ooh. That's very nice. It's simple. It's light. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it doesn't
refreshing.
have that like ovary vanilla fakey,
Mm-mm.
but you can add so much more to it. You know what I mean? Like you can put strawberries in it, you can put blueberries in it. It would taste really good in a milkshake. Very simple.
Ooh, yeah.
So I did so the recipe called for half a teaspoon of vanilla, and I did a quarter teaspoon of vanilla and a half a teaspoon of rose water. So I've got this
Ooh,
rose vanilla going on, and it's really, really good. Like
that sounds
I know
good.
not everyone likes rose as a flavor,
Mm.
but I do, and this is really good. It's really floral. It's bringing out the florals and the vanilla because I use my really good vanilla extract too, right? Because there's nothing else in there, right? It's cream and vanilla and sugar. So I use the good stuff, and it's just really, really good. So,
And a
um,
lavender. Like I made a lavender simple syrup and put it in there, so the rose makes sense that it would be because the lavender was really good. A lavender and a honey.
mhm,
So yeah,
I bet.
definitely.
Now I just want to eat this, like you said, I just want to eat this instead of dinner. I didn't have dinner, did I? I did. I had leftover watermelon salad for dinner. But now I'm just like, can I
Yeah.
just eat this and just call that good?
Yeah,
Yeah, just mix in, I don't know,
Yeah.
you
And I
can
used
pickles.
heavy whipping cream, so like it's got extra fat and protein in there,
you
so
can
it's
put
totally
some
dinner.
dark chocolate.
Mm-mm-mm.
That'll help.
Mm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Jannae, did you have something that you wanted to show us, or was it like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have a video too.
oh yeah, that's
I
what we
made um I made a ice cream from the Salt and Straw cookbook. And I think actually it aligns quite well to their berry series that's out right now. So I made a goat cheese Marion berry habanero
got. Oh, nice.
ice cream. Yeah, so if you want to try it, you might be able to just go to a Salt and Straw and try it now too. Their version's probably better, but I could not find Marion berry jam, so I just used blackberry jam. But it's very interesting. So we can roll that clip
Roll that.
and yeah, and we can talk about it and then eat ice cream on the side.
Yeah, because that sounds amazing. Habanero and oh yeah.
Today I will be demonstrating how to make Salt and Straw's goat cheese Marion berry habanero ice cream. First up, we are going to make our habanero infused Marion berry jam. We will need 1 roughly chopped habanero and 11 ounces of store-bought Marion berry or blackberry jam. Combine a 1/4 cup of your jam and the habanero in a small saucepan and cook over medium-low heat until the jam liquefies and begins to simmer. Then strain the mixture into a bowl and add the remaining jam and stir well to combine. Set aside and refrigerate until fully chilled. While the jam is cooling, we are going to make our ice cream base. In a small bowl, combine 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of dry milk powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum, which will stabilize our ice cream and prevent it from becoming overly icy. Next, pour 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup into a pot and stir in 1 1/3 cup of whole milk. Add the sugar mixture and whisk vigorously until smooth. Set the pot over medium heat and cook, stirring often until the sugar has fully dissolved. Remove the pot from heat and add 1 1/3 cups of heavy cream and whisk until fully combined. We're going to put our base into an airtight container and refrigerate for at least 6 hours. Once our ice cream base has been fully chilled, add 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 6 ounces of room temperature goat cheese to the ice cream base and use a stick blender to incorporate the cheese. Put this mixture back in the fridge until chilled. Once the cheesy ice cream base is cool, stir in 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice and immediately add it to the bowl of your ice cream machine. Churn until the mixture has the texture of soft serve. This took my machine about 20 minutes. When the ice cream is done churning, loosen your jam with a fork and alternate spooning layers of the ice cream mixture and generous dollops of jam into freezer-friendly containers. Once the container is full, top it with a piece of parchment paper, cover the container, and freeze until solid. After the ice cream has frozen, scoop it out into your favorite bowl or cone and enjoy. Oh boy.
right.
Yeah. I didn't do
So
like a
munching on
cool
ice cream.
pose at the end. Yeah. So that was the goat cheese Mary ice cream, habanero ice cream. That was um I wasn't sure if all of those would work together, but the goat cheese does make it a tiny bit funky, and the habanero, it's not like a really strong heat, but it's just kind of a heat in the back of your mouth. And you taste it. It's quite a good combination. Very surprising. Very tasty.
Yeah, goat cheese is one of those that actually tastes surprisingly really good and I love goat cheese and I had it recently in ice cream and I was like, this is so strange, but so it's like white chocolate and ice cream to me. For some reason, white chocolate tastes funky in ice cream, but it's a good funky. It's good. It's good. Well,
Yeah,
does
I'm
anyone? Oh yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh, I was just gonna say I started adding goat cheese to my pizzas now
Mm.
too.
Well, if you're gonna do that, I don't know how you feel about artichoke hearts, but goat cheese and artichoke hearts good together in pizza. Like so good together in
Oh.
pizza.
Do you put it on a red sauce pizza or a green sauce pizza?
I just put it with olive oil. So I do
Oh,
olive oil, goat cheese, artichoke, and then basil, and then whatever else you want on it, sun-dried tomatoes, that sort of thing. Yeah, pretty yummy.
Goat cheese is great for pizza, honestly. It's good for a lot of things. And like I had once years and years ago, and I still remember it vividly. A friend made honey blue cheese ice cream.
Ooh.
And like it was a
ooh.
strong blue cheese, and I had a bite, and I could not understand how I felt about it. Like it wasn't like it's gross, and it wasn't like, oh my god, this is incredible. I couldn't understand. I couldn't even decide if I couldn't understand if I liked it or not. And I just sort of kept eating the dish, that little bowlful, and just kind of could not, still can't tell you if I liked it or not. It was just so vividly unusual of a flavor experience.
That's a
'Cause
good
you had the sweet
description.
from the honey and the ice cream, but that tang, and it was blue cheese, so it's like that,
Oh.
that funky, moldy blue cheese, and it was just so weird. And,
Yeah,
like, I
it's
would
so
probably eat it
funky.
again, but I don't know if it was I don't know if I liked it or not.
I feel that way
But
with
I,
blue
like
cheese, period.
yeah,
Blue
yeah.
cheese always leaves me wondering, like, do I like you? Do I want more? I don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah. Volumnia says they felt the same way about Salt and Straw's olive oil ice cream. I've had what did I have?
Ooh, I don't know.
Orange blossom and olive oil ice cream, which was surprisingly
Ooh,
good. It's like little like a ribbon of like olive oil or olive blossom caramel, which was like again weird but good. There's not enough savory ice cream in the world. Although I got to hear Alton Brown on tour. I'll tell this quick and then I'll wrap up. I heard Alton Brown on tour once, and I love Alton Brown stuff. He's great. And somebody asked him, "Do you miss not being a judge on Iron Chef America?" Because he hosts the TV show, or he did at the time, but he never eats. You're like, "Do you miss not eating the food?" And he said he did not, and explained because there was a time when early in the run of the show when he did have to judge. They didn't have judges yet, so he's like, "I had to eat it." And he says, and the secret ingredient was trout. And one of the contestants made trout ice cream. And Alton kind of paused. And he said, and I put it in my mouth. And that's why I don't miss judging Iron Chef America.
oh,
That's a valid reason, I think. Yeah.
Trout ice cream. Yup.
that's why I will never judge any food contest. Trout ice cream. Like, that's just awful.
Oh
Right?
no.
Oh, man.
Ah.
Well, on that note of trout ice cream, I promise we won't have anything like that on Thursday, but please join us for 90s trivia and Shredder's Revenge, where we will play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I will be Donatello Michelangelo. Yeah. Um, Excuse me, I had to burp up a little bit of that delicious ice cream that I'm shoving in my face. I was like
Ah,
trying to eat it for my dinner. But it's Thursday at 7. Please join us, Shredder's Revenge, and it's gonna be amazing along with 90s trivia. And then on Tuesday at 7 p.m. it is linograph. Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know if it's
Linograph?
short for like linoleum. So is it lino
Lino,
cutting?
I've
lino,
always heard lino cut, and my mom
lino
does
cut?
some of the woodblock cut, so I think she would know.
Lino cut. Okay, lino cutting.
Oh,
I've never personally done it, but I'm excited to see how to do it. And
excited to learn.
I know, exactly. Anything to learn a new craft because I really don't need to learn anything new, but I do at the same time. So please continue learning, and we were going to raid. Doop, doop, doop. Who are we raiding tonight?
Oh,
Don't
it looks
forget
like
to come join us at GeekGirlCon this
Oh
fall,
yeah,
November 5th.
yeah,
Passes are on sale on our website. You can come learn about science. You can do
yes.
gaming. There's going to be panels. There's going to be everything you expect from GeekGirlCon packed into one fabulous day of con.
In
So buy your passes now.
person. Yes,
Yes,
and buy tickets
real
now.
live in person.
You get to see Tori in person. Ah,
You do. We're going to do science. Everyone's going to wear a mask and goggles because science. The mask because plague. It'll be great.
it was a plague.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And we are going to raid somebody. Somebody's raiding. And it's
Random
gonna be
Tuesday.
Random Tuesday?
Oh, yeah, that's who we're
That's
rating.
the
They're playing Stray
Oh, they're playing straight. I did want to see
with the cat. Yeah.
kitty,
miss everyone can
kitty,
speak
kitty,
cats.
kitty, kitty. And I hope everyone enjoyed their watermelon and their ice creams. And y'all have a wonderful evening. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.